Hi everybody. May we take 5 minutes to look at life, God, and the Bible. As we look at this COVID-19 crisis, we can say that we are in the boat in the middle of the sea. The storm and the waves are beating against us. The storm is so great that we wonder if we are going to get shipwrecked soon. Can we handle this storm of life? In Acts 27, Paul the Apostle finds himself in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. He is facing the storm and the waves. He is in the boat with a Roman centurion named Julius and his men. They are taking Paul to Rome so that he can make his appeal before Caesar. Paul had earlier advised Julius and his men that it would not be safe to sail off from the island of Crete. Man, I can see that our voyage is going to be disastrous and bring great loss to ship and cargo and to our lives also. Acts 27 verse 10. However, Julius and his men do not take Paul's advice. They sail off. Not long after that, a wind of a hurricane force called the Northeaster comes upon them. They take such a beating that they throw cargo overboard so that they can keep afloat. For many days, the storm continues raging. According to Luke, the author of Acts, they finally give up all hope of being saved. Acts 27, verse 20. Do you find that the storm is continuing to rage in your life? Do you find these words to be true? We have given up all hope of being saved. When will this end? However, that night, the angel of the Lord appears to Paul. The Lord gives a message to Paul. The Lord also gives a message to the centurion and his men. Acts 27, 21 to 26. After they had gone a long time without food, Paul stood up before them and said, "Man, you should have taken my advice not to sail from Crete. Then you would have spared yourselves this damage and loss. But now I urge you to keep up your courage, because not one of you will be lost. Only the ship will be destroyed." Last night, an angel of the God to whom I belong and whom I serve stood beside me and said, "Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand trial before Caesar, and God has graciously given you the lives of all who sail with you. So keep up your courage, man, for I have faith in God that it will happen just as he told me. Nevertheless, we must run aground on some island." Acts 27, 21 to 26. God is gracious to Julius and his men. They do not listen to Paul. They decide to sail off. They feel now that they are about to be shipwrecked. They have given up all hope of being saved. When will this end? It is at this point that the angel of the Lord speaks to Paul. He tells Paul that not only will Paul get to Rome, but also Julius and his men will be saved through the storm. Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand trial before Caesar, for God has graciously given you the lives of all who sail with you. Acts 27, 24. As God saves Paul for Rome, God also saves Julius and his men from the shipwreck. Paul tells Julius and his men that he believes in a God who saves, and it is that God who will save them through the storm. So keep up your courage, men, for I have faith in God that it will happen just as he told me. Acts 27, 25. The Apostle Paul also testifies the saving grace of God to us. So keep up your courage, women and men. Just as God saved Julius, his men, and me through the storm, he will save you through this storm. Do not be afraid. Keep up your courage. Our God is a saving God. Amen.